to Escape This Podcast, a show that's a mix between tabletop role-playing and escape room puzzles. This is the final episode of our first 5-episode arc, our first shortened arc, Escape Roompaloompa,
I liked
the worst
it.
name I've ever come up with.
Hey, you've ever come up with?
Oh, you came up with it?
Excuse me,
Then
I
it's a
definitely
beautiful
came
name.
up with it.
Oh, what a wonderful name,
That's right.
Escape Roompaloompa. Doesn't sound silly at all. And I would never name something in a silly way.
I've enjoyed doing a short arc. It took up less of my time.
That is true. Look, it's been a lot of fun. It's nice. So after this one finishes, there'll be I believe there's a guest room, and then there'll be, maybe another mini arc.
I've got another mini arc already.
Another mini arc for the second half of the season, which should be a lot of fun. Every episode, we have guests come on and play through a room that exists just in our shared imagination, our mindscape, the audioverse, whatever you want to call it. Probably none of those things. And this episode, we have the winners.
Spoilers.
Sorry. We have, now everybody spoiler alert, the winners of Season 17 of Only Connect. Welcome, Tim, Claire, and Jonathan, the Data Wizards. Welcome.
Hello. It's lovely to be here.
We're very excited to have you on. I think, Tim, you just sort of sent us an email out of the blue saying, hey, can we be on the show? And we had just watched you in the finale of that Only Connect series. And we're like, oh, brilliant. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I imagine this is far from the first time that we've talked about Only Connect on this show.
Yes, you're not you're not our first Only Connect themed guests either. We've had Only Connect question editors and writers on the show.
Good point, right.
No, that's what prompted the email. And that and having been out of the public spotlight for a couple of months.
Yeah, you're going to get back in.
Just couldn't stand it any longer.
You've finished your media circuit.
Yeah. Just extend that 15 minutes a bit longer.
Now, I do have a question for you. We've currently had a series of 4 escape rooms. The first one was set finding a golden ticket. The second one was in a room full of edible chocolate. The third...
Glad it was edible chocolate.
I know. The third one was in an inventing room with chewing gum and golden egg-laying geese. And then we had a TV room. What is the mysterious connection between all of these settings?
Is it cricket fielding positions?
Oh, you would think so, but it's actually...
Copyright infringement.
Copyright infringement of famous children's stories. We're very excited to have you on. We'll have the same questions for all of our guests when they come on the show. The first of which is, this is an escape room show. What is your escape room experience? Jonathan, would you like to start?
Oh, wow. Yeah, so I've done something like 30. I haven't got my official spreadsheet, but...
You're a
you're not a real
spreadsheeter.
enthusiast if you don't have a spreadsheet.
No, I'm not a real enthusiast, unfortunately. But no, the three of us have done a couple of rooms together, right?
Yeah, we have.
And do those ones go successfully?
Sort of. The only snag was that one of them broke. We broke the escape room.
Oh, yes.
And we rescued from Cardiff Castle escape room.
Just thorough testing.
Did the room break or did you break it? How much was this your fault, Tim?
It was the first time it had happened, and a door was just completely stuck and would just refuse to open. So, it could have been us, just the speed with which we rushed through it.
Or that moment where you were kicking the door trying to get out.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
the screwdriver you took to the hinges.
And Jonathan, just to follow up quickly, you say you've done about 30 rooms. Have they all been around the UK, or do you travel and do rooms in other places?
Most of them have been in the UK. Weirdly, I've done one in Singapore. But that would be a good Only Connect intro fact, wouldn't it? I did an escape room in Singapore, but the problem with that was it was a Rubik's Cube themed room, and I'm colourblind, so
that'll throw you off.
Quite tricky.
And Claire, next, I know we're sort of getting an overlap in experience, but what is your escape room experience?
I was trying to count them up. I think I've done about 7. So probably the fewest out of all of us.
That's
in total.
about how many we had done when we started the show. So
yeah, that's true.
Perfectly acceptable.
So could still be a podcast in my future.
Exactly.
But I remember the first one I ever did. I think we had like 3 or 4 pints beforehand, and so it was quite hard. And I was on a date, and it was just the 2 of us. And there was a thing where we needed 3 people because we had to stand in specific positions. So the game, the games master had to come in and stand where we told her to, so that something would be released.
Wonderful.
But yeah, since then, all been pretty good. Even just 2 people managed to escape. I'm here now telling you the story. So.
I do like doing escape rooms with just the 2 people. It's fun. You get to really experience, as long as you can do it, you get to experience like every element of the room. You never have that feeling of,
Absolutely.
oh, someone else solved that one. It's nice to play in a pair sometimes. And Tim, do you have any different escape room experience?
Yeah, I've done a bunch as well. I was trying to count them up the other day, and I was going to say, yeah, I've done loads of them, and it turns out it's only about 20. And I heard someone on your podcast a few weeks ago saying, yeah, I've done upwards of 300, which is to the number too.
Intimidating.
Yeah.
Yes. We had a guest on just recently. What was there, 1,000?
I think he just cracked 1,000.
Just hit 1,000. So some people out there, they do too many.
One of my favorite experiences was I took my regular Gloomhaven group. We went out to Poland just to eat heavy potato products and do escape rooms for a long weekend. It was great. Perfect. We did 8 of them in 4 days, and some of them are so elaborate. They cater for like the stag market and so on. It's just really fun.
Yeah.
We have occasionally done that as well, trying to get a bunch of rooms done in a single day, and it is the first 2 are great. And then you start to very much drop off in performance, I think.
Yeah, the brain fades a little bit.
The most we've done, have we done 4 in a day?
I think we did 4.
And the 4th one, you just sort of go, there might be some puzzles. I don't know.
Yeah,
kick the door until it breaks.
Saturated with puzzles.
Game master.
You just hit a point.
Can you come in here?
I think what benefited us is we may have swapped in new people on that day. So I think we played with 2 other sets of groups. So I think we didn't play all 4 with the same people.
I think the one that I'm thinking of, we added in a new person.
Yeah,
so a few of us were there. We got refreshed, and then we brought someone new in, and we could just rely on them.
Yeah. So then the other element of this show is that it is escape rooms mixed with tabletop role-playing. Why don't we go reverse order now? Tim, what is your tabletop role-playing experience? I mean, I know already you have a Gloomhaven group.
I have, in terms of like traditional RPGs, I've done one session of D&D 5th edition, which a friend of mine had been trying to get a group of us together to do for months and months, and we finally jumped in, and it was fine. There were too many numbers and dice rolling for me, but I had a good time just mucking about in the universe. I think my character that I built with a lot of supervision was a halfling bard, and I spent the entire time just pretending I'd invented the advertising jingle in the universe and ignoring the main quest. I couldn't tell you what our objectives were, but I had a nice time.
Wonderful. And Claire, what about you? What is your tabletop role-playing experience?
I once went to someone's house for a bit, and they were playing D&D there, and I watched them do it, and it was very interesting. And then I went out to a gig.
Nice.
So that's all I've done. I've witnessed maybe an hour and a half of it.
Yeah, there was this one weirdo there who was trying to pretend he invented an advertising jingle or something. The game didn't make any sense. It was so hard to watch.
Yeah.
And Jonathan, what about you?
Oh, I mean, I guess I used to play Hero Quest when I was little, but that's the closest I've been to like an actual tabletop RPG thing.
I feel like Hero Quest has a lot of similarities with like the really early days of Dungeons and Dragons. Like if you play like D&D first edition, it feels very similar. It is just like, here's a little dungeon, go delve into it. You are the fighter and the elven wizard, and go in and there's less of the trappings in a modern day setting. I feel like Hero Quest is a lot like older tabletop role-playing game feeling, but very similar, I think.
I'm still in my head confusing Hero Quest and Quest for Glory, and this makes no sense to me.
Because that was Heroes Quest until they had to rename themselves because of the overlap in names with the board game. That's a good game. Can we all just talk about the 1989 Sierra adventure game Heroes Quest? Do we have to do an escape room? Isn't it fun casting fetch over and over again to get that ring out of the nest so you can get the healing potions? And enough gold to buy flame. Oh, and then those goblins better beware. Okay, I'm done. Every day I have songs from that game in my head, just running constantly in the background. I'm walking around hearing dun 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 dun, like I'm in a goblin's lair. It never stops.
Full MIDI.
This is a really deep cut.
MIDI. This is fair to you. Look, there's 2 people at home being like, yeah, woo, the goblin theme. Put the gems in the skull's eye. Yeah. How many apples are you going to give to Bragi? They're loving it. Those 2, they're having so much fun. So I think in that case, we should be ready to get started with the room.
Oh, man, already? That feels
I think
quick.
we're already ready to go.
Oh, boy.
We've talked about, let me just check the checklist. We've introduced the room. We've talked about escape rooms. Talked about the 1989 adventure game Hero's Quest. I hope that's the year it came out. So I think that's it. We've done all the intro. Now, there's one extra question I'll ask to the three of you. You've played Only Connect. You've done incredibly well on Only Connect. Do you think that there are similar skill sets? Yeah. Do you think that your Only Connect success will be mirrored in your escape room performance?
Has that historically been the case?
Do they help?
Well, I mean, the most important skill we found on Only Connect was to keep talking, regardless of the quality of what we're saying, even when we're saying the dumbest, stupidest stuff.
Anything could be a
ideal
springboard to the right answer. Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's something I learned from Good Job Brain, who I know there's a crossover
Yay!
here, but that's their quiz technique as well. So just keep chatting until something right comes out of it. Really.
This bodes well.
Yeah, exactly. So saying rubbish, that's our main skill.
I will say that is a skill set that will definitely help you with this room. Okay, well, with that being said, we're gonna see if this theory holds water. That is going to be a helpful skill set,
and we'll
I think
see
we're ready
if
to go.
We can bring a chocolate man to justice.
yes, we have to.
Curse
stop
you, chocolate man!
You chocolate man! Ooh, you can't put me in jail.
The candy man can be put away for 10 years.
There you go. All right. If we're all ready, Danny, would you like to whisk us away?
Let's do this. You've been dashing down hallways for so long, no idea where you are. You're searching for an office. Matthew Martin is signing ownership of the factory over to Chan at any moment, and you're the only one who can stop it. You drop tiny Mike Watson off by an emergency exit. You assure him that your boss, Ken Arthur, will pick him up shortly and help return him to normal size. None of the kids you've sabotaged are in any danger. Mr. Arthur's assistants have been outside the factory this entire time, helping them out. You're not a monster. The only monster here is Matthew Martin. Oh, there. Okay, you found a door. It's a regular office-looking door. Perfect. It's got a sign on it, and it's got a handle. You try that, of course it's locked. Maybe that means Matthew Martin and Chan haven't arrived yet. Or maybe it means they're already in the... You look around, and you realize that right behind you, there's another door. It's a transparent one. It leads into what looks like a pretty normal elevator. Also, this kind of seems like a standard office building type of thing. You wonder, maybe the floors are connected. Maybe if you can take the elevator up or down a floor, you'll have another way into this office. Maybe that's your alternate entry. Alternatively, it's an elevator in here. Maybe it's another death trap. Who can say? You stand between these two doors, unsure what to do, but certain you're in the right place. You have to get into that office. And that's all you have to start with.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
No long room description in this one.
Right. Now, if reading books has taught me anything, it's that mysterious glass elevators are very straightforward and only go up and down.
Yeah. What else could it do?
So what could go wrong if we were to go... Can we get into the elevator? Is there
Absolutely.
A button we got to press?
You can pretty much, there's just one call elevator button. It opens up obediently for you. You step inside, you look around. I will say, the name elevator, to me, says that it should only go up.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it.
If it goes down, it's not elevating anymore.
Descendivator.
That's right. Yeah.
It's cozy in here. There isn't too much going on. There's a sort of curved lounge built into one side of the elevator. And then over by the door, there is a long panel of buttons. And that's about it.
Let me just draw out my elevator.
Thank
put
you.
some pot
I
plants in the
appreciate
lounge.
knowing that there's drawings.
I've imagined like a really luxurious 70s leather style curved couch.
I'll take it.
What do we do, gang?
Let's look at the buttons.
Look at the buttons.
As far as you can tell, these buttons are the totally normal kind that you would press and make the elevator take you to a different floor. They are numbered from 1 to 18. You know what? That is weird. You didn't think that this factory looked like it was 18 stories tall. Huh.
So there's only numbered buttons. No other types of buttons. Okay.
No.
Are any of them lit up at all?
None of them are lit up at the moment.
Okay.
Are they all in order?
Yes.
Ah. Now, the child in me just wants to start smashing buttons.
As you do that, the first button that your hand passes over lights up. Elevator doesn't do anything. Your hand keeps smushing down them. Second button that you go past lights up. Third button lights up. And then they all go out.
See, now, if video games have taught me anything, it's that when 3 lights go out, when you press the 4th thing, that there's some combination that you've got to get. And that makes me feel like it's a 4-number combination.
Even before you hit a 4th one, as soon as you hit the 3rd one, it only lights up for a second and then they all go out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're looking for a three button
probably
combo.
A 3-button.
That's what I'm after.
Now, quick aside, I should say that my escape room technique is to fixate on a puzzle right at the beginning and convince myself that I know what the solution is. So we did one a little while ago where there was a door that we had to get into with a fingerprint sensor on, and I was convinced the entire room that we were going to find a severed thumb somewhere, and did not turn up.
It was like there was like multiple sensors, and I was like, "Hey, can we all press these sensors at the same time?" And that message didn't get across. And I thought Tim was right with his severed thumb thing, and so we got completely distracted looking for this blooming thumb.
I mean, we have 100% been in escape rooms where you find fake severed hands.
But also, this is the classic escape room trap. It's people will get so caught up, and then at the end they'll be like, "But I don't understand. There is a severed thumb in this room. Where is it? We never found it." It's like, no, you made that up. You invented the severed thumb. There was nothing that said severed. No, but where's the severed thumb? That's the only thing I don't understand. It always happens.
Exactly that.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Tim.
But in this case, I think I'm pretty comfortable in saying that there's a 3-number combination that we've got to put in.
Yep.
I just want to raise something, gang. I don't know. We passed through a door. Did it close behind us, or is it still open?
The elevator door is still open for you. You can escape if you need to.
So we can't look at the back of it.
There's nothing on the back of the door.
I'm lost. I don't know what to do.
No, well, this elevator door was transparent. There was nothing exciting about it.
Okay.
So can we go and poke around the lounge area, see what's over there?
I wouldn't call it so much an area. It's just a curved little thing taking up some of the space. It's in case getting up to floor 18 or whatever it is takes too long and you have to sit down. Matthew Martin is 98 years old.
Oh, this is new. This is new information. I've been voicing this character for 4 episodes.
But you take a look at the lounge and it's heavily cushioned. It can be full-on 70s leather style, but it looks like it would be about the right size for 3 people. In fact, the back of this lounge, it has 3 separate cushions with 3 tufting buttons. If that is a term that makes sense to you, I certainly had to look it up.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yes, you know when something's upholstered and it has a
it has the
button,
sort of fake button things.
Comes into pulls in. Yeah, that's apparently called a tufting button.
So yeah, there are 3 of those on this lounge, and you take a look, and they seem to have some little decorations on them. Ooh, hang on, you get a little closer. Those aren't decorations exactly. Those are words. The leftmost one says "on." The middle one says "in." And the rightmost one says "if."
All right, I'm checking for anagrams, but I can't see any, gang.
Yes, do your word puzzle magic on it, Jonathan.
Finino, if you go backwards. Go to the bakery and get a delicious finino.
Yes, I was going to say...
It's like a very slim panino.
I need some breakfast.
Okay, so if we poke around these tufting buttons, are they actually disguised real buttons, or are they completely inert?
They seem completely decorative. Beyond these curious words on them, nothing else is of interest about this lounge whatsoever.
Oh no!
Okay, nothing hidden inside.
No, you get the minimalist start.
Okay, now these are all reserved sequel keywords, but I don't think
Oh, don't.
I'm not going down that road
now.
No, not at work.
You nerd.
I mean, could they be like some kind of logical operator, or
well, I'm wondering if there's some sort of mapping. I mean, is it significant that the first letters look like zeros and ones?
Yeah,
Maybe.
That's what I was thinking as well. Like 0 ends, 1 N, 1 F.
I mean, I'm thinking what base this would need to be to make sense.
I heard
I'm down the rabbit hole.
Jonathan.
Yes, and of course, this room was not specifically designed for you and your knowledge sets, and knowing that escape rooms offer try not to assume too much prior knowledge.
Okay. Is there
I think
anything
SQL
else?
database keywords is common knowledge enough.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows that, right?
Yeah, even those are words I understand.
It's universal experience. Is there anything else in this elevator that we haven't looked at? So
There is
on my
not.
diagram, I've got walls, buttons, sofa.
You
with
have
buttons.
seen everything important inside this elevator.
So we should go out of the elevator.
Yeah, was there anything back in the corridor that we should
The
investigate?
only other thing of note, the corridor goes on for 1,000,000 miles in each direction, and opposite you is just this office door.
Should we look at the office door?
You try knocking on it, you get no response. You take a look, the door is locked, and but weird.
Yes, I have to specify before you describe this door. This is a coincidence, and I need to stress there are no severed thumbs in this room. They do not appear. They will not. You will not need to find a severed thumb. Do we all understand?
Do we need to sever our own thumb?
Oh! All right, sorry, Danny. Please describe the door.
It appears that the lock has a fingerprint scanner beside it.
Hey!
So you feel very disheartened that you will never be able to get through that, severed thumbs or otherwise, so there must be another way. And the only other notable thing about this door is that it has a sign hanging from it, which says, "No exit, no entry."
Then what is it for? Why would you have a door that you can't go
why
in
have
or
a door?
out?
Pointless.
This is nonsense, Matthew Martin.
I'm so sorry. I have to redo the voice.
You've aged.
I'm sorry isn't he?
nonsensical voice. I'm door.
No, that's what that whatever vehicle ride that spews cream at you is for. It's de-aging.
Of course.
You come out of that clean and new and like a 30-year-old.
No.
Oh, I was going to ask a quick, biology question. Are we 3 brains inhabiting one body?
Exactly.
Okay, right. So
Try not
we
to
haven't
fight.
decided which bits
Shotgun
of
right
that body
hand.
we are controlling.
Shotgun pancreas.
Whoever is right hand, why don't you just try, whacking your thumb on that sensor and see what happens?
I whack my right thumb on the sensor.
It does not recognize you.
Does it beep? Does it do?
It does.
Doesn't do anything?
It gives a little red beep, but nothing. And yeah, quite frankly, you assume it is for Matthew Martin's hand and nobody else's.
Okay.
One of you should really take control of the eyes. Just saying, it seems important.
Just walk around and bumping into things.
What haven't we looked at yet?
I think you actually looked at everything.
Sounds like we've got everything here.
Yeah, that's everything that's been described. So, Jonathan, you had theory about these couch buttons. Well, the beginnings of a theory, anyway.
Well, it involved us a bit of advanced maths that is probably going to set most of the audience to sleep. So I don't think that's
okay.
I'm wondering if
Should we sit on
there's
it?
a link between. Oh yeah, we could try sitting on it, see what happens. But it
Or
sounds like
lying
nothing's
down
gonna
on it
happen.
if it fits 3 people.
You feel very comfortable, but it doesn't enlighten you further.
Ah.
But are we refreshed?
Of course. Your
Ah,
brain
great.
goes up
That's good.
3 points.
Excellent.
Superb. Okay, so this thing about like the prefixes, you said like 0, 1, 1 maybe,
Yeah.
and then what would the N and the N and the F be?
994.
So what? So like 09. Is there any other N? There's no other net N's, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
19. No, there's not even 19.
But then you don't know if the last one's 14 or 15.
4, 5, 14, 15.
Yeah, it seems
On
like it's...
is 2/3 of the word one.
I mean, could the sign be slightly misleading in that that's actually a little crib note for the... We have to combine the on, in, if with that somehow.
What with the door sign, with the no exit, no entry sign?
Yeah, just wondering.
What letter of the alphabet is N?
14.
14.
Oh, I knew somebody would know. That's why I didn't bother counting.
That's what teamwork's for.
I did
And
genuinely
it's 6.
try to learn
I
that
can
for
do
any
that.
connect.
So the on in if we wanted to press that would be 14, 13, 9, 13, 9, 6.
Just a few more than it would accept.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get three numbers out of...
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking things like adding the letter values together or adding 0 to 14 and then etc.
Okay, so
maybe we can.
So you
could
think
try
like
that, I
add
guess.
14 plus 14 plus 6 plus 0 plus 1 plus 1?
No, so 0 plus n would be 14.
Yeah.
1 plus n would be 15.
Yeah.
1 plus f would be 7.
7. Should we try that on the on those buttons?
Why not? We haven't touched the
Shall
buttons
we
for a
try
while. So.
pressing?
So we're going to 13, 14, 7.
No, 14,
14,
15,
15, 7, I think you're saying.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It doesn't work, I'm sorry.
No!
Oh, yes.
That was my one calculation that I had.
So prefixes, I'm thinking. Or like ON could be the start of 1,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
but then you'd have the others don't work unless you
Well,
do
actually,
them
yeah,
backwards.
so...
Going backwards, not
Well, no,
5 and 9.
in is in 9, and I think there's only one number which has got IF in it,
Yeah?
50.
which is 15,
15.
Ooh.
Yeah.
on that board.
Yeah, that's...
So what?
Yes, I wondered about
1,
that.
9, 15 then?
Could we
Yeah.
try pressing 1,
Let's
9,
give it a go.
15?
The panel dings happily at you.
Phew.
Now time for a very normal operation of a normal elevator / elevator.
Yeah, why
Sorry,
would
ahead
you
of it.
ruin the surprise like that? Yeah,
Sorry,
it
I'll
works like a normal elevator. The elevator door closes and it rumbles around you. And you're moving. And weirdly, I don't know who saw this coming, it feels like it's traveling sideways.
What?
I don't know, hold on, this is a weird elevator.
An
Whoa.
adjacent elevator?
Oh man. A parallel elevator.
I like that.
After a moment, you stop, the door opens, and a little voice from the panel says, "Arrived at floor 1. To continue to floor 9, press 9. To skip to floor 15, press 15. To return to office level, press 1915. So it's still calling at
Okay.
floors, but you are deeply suspicious. But either way, you've got this thing working.
Hooray.
Okay,
So,
so we
we're
got
at 1.
like options of floors. We can sort of... Is it going to be like the sort of adventure game, flicking between 3 locations that we need to, collect a teddy bear and then combine it with a fishing reel and...
Oh no, Dad, we've changed the
Sure.
notes quickly.
Oh god, oh god.
He's done it. He's got it.
See, this is what I was
Yes.
talking about. I've solved the puzzle in my head. That's it. We're done.
Okay.
Sorry, remind me, what were the locations?
1, 9, and 15.
Okay, is the door open on level 1?
Yep, the elevator door has opened for you. You can get out if you like.
Let's do it. Shall we?
You're in charge of the feet right now. You get to decide
Yeah,
that.
right foot says yes.
Jonathan- Okay.
Who's left foot though?
You exit the lift in some fashion or another and take a look around. You've opened up into a tunnel that's very dark. In fact, so dark you can't see where it ends. A bit further in, though, you can see some muted flashing, like there's a projector displaying images on the ceiling or walls up ahead.
What do you think,
Can we
feet?
go look at those?
Let's go for it.
You hobble further into the tunnel, and just before the darkness really hits, you find yourself standing before a narrow indoor river. A one-person boat floats in it. Oh, well, not floating, really. It looks like it's on rails. And it looks like it's weighted so that if you sit down, the boat will move. Okay, guess you better do that. And, chocolate factories and their indoor tunnels, notoriously exciting. You sit down. The boat moves along the rails until it reaches the point where the flashing lights you could faintly see before are around you. They are projecting images on the ceiling. A scattered mess of red, blue, purple, yellow. I'm sorry, Jonathan. It's hard to keep track of all of them, but you try your best. And look, maybe it's just you. A lot of the images you're seeing are either very unpleasant or just not at all appropriate for a chocolate factory. And we've got an image for you, and it's quite a chaotic one. We may all have to use some teamwork to see what's going on here.
Yeah, so for everybody at home, there is a link to this image in the show notes. But Claire, would you like to kick us off with starting to describe this? But feel free to jump in, people, if there's some
Okay.
confusion.
So starting at the top, where it says first. There's a series of coloured circles with arrows between them, and they're going blue, yellow, red, purple, yellow, blue, purple, blue. So it's not necessarily a repeated pattern. And all of these circles have drawn images inside of them. And the first one, I assume, is a kiwi, but I don't know.
I thought it was a pear.
Pancreas?
Could be a talon, it could be a pancreas, could be a talon.
This is why I suggested teamwork involving all of this, because I knew that there were some that no one could get. Billy, do you remember what this one was supposed to be?
Now, I suggested kiwi with no legs or well-done steak, but I believe it is a leech.
It was a leech.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Notoriously difficult to draw. If not notorious, it is now.
Yeah, from this point on, notoriously difficult to draw.
Yes. So that's a leech. The next one, is that a coffin?
It is.
Okay. And then a hand with some lines on it.
Yeah, it's a hand.
And then, oh my gosh.
Toes. What's in 7 toes?
7 toes!
We immediately take that to the office.
Yeah, we got some toes.
They're hairy.
That's how. So you know that they're toes.
Good. Yeah.
Toes famously hairy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's an eyeball, an eye,
Mm-hmm.
and those look like some head lice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lice.
Ooh.
Lice. Okay. That's definitely a cockroach.
Nice.
Some wiggly worms.
Wiggly worms is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Jonathan, why don't you take over some of these images?
Oh, sure. Well, this next one seems to be an elevator/descendivator.
Nice.
You're right, it's got both
Yeah.
options. I don't know what to call it anymore.
Then there's a snail.
Nice. Incidentally, can I just also say, drawing an elevator, how would you draw an elevator? Because look at what I have drawn for this.
It's a good elevator.
just
The
a
entrance to
rectangle.
an elevator.
A vertical line, and then an up-down arrow next to it.
Mm.
It's hard to think of how else to draw one.
I don't think you need to. I think you've cracked the code.
I spent a long time
Tell
just
you what
sitting
you
and
could do.
thinking about
Over
that.
the top, you could put one of those old, the elevators from the movies where they've got the little
The
circular
semicircle
thing that
thing.
points at all the
I
floors as it
consider
goes up.
that.
That's what you need.
Mm. And so, sorry, yep, then there was
And
the
then there's
snail.
the snail.
Let's see. So there's the next one. Well, it looks a little bit like the head lice, but I'm
assuming that's
guessing
dandruff.
I'm
That's
guessing it's dandruff.
Yes.
Not knits.
That's what I thought. See, we're on
Yeah.
the same
I
page.
really tried to give them a slightly flaky shape.
Oh,
I mean, expertly done.
yes.
I mean, we're in the knit headspace now because we've seen them earlier.
But it is dandruff.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the knit headspace.
Well, look,
Okay,
it's
I
fine
think
if
the
you're
next
in the
sheet-
knit headspace, but if knits are in your headspace, that's not so good.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's not ideal, is it? And then I think the next one might be Prince Charles, but I'm not sure.
I feel like that's like a profile picture of the BFG
It is a little
from
bit.
noted author
You just gotta
Schmoll
get more
Schmall.
Dahl in there.
Yeah.
So for this one, apparently it is incredibly difficult to draw an ear without drawing the rest of the head with it to give it some context. Otherwise, it just looks like Kirk Van Houten's dignity. But
Look, even the cat would get it.
But also, to make it clear that the ear is the focus, you have to make the head tiny. Otherwise, it just looks like a head is the focus.
It's a giant.
So
That is
that's
amazing
what I've
work,
gone
so
with,
we know.
a Dumbo
Yeah.
human.
That's an ear. And then we've
Defo.
got an evil octopus.
Or even.
And
It looks
kind
like
of
he's got
octopus.
devil horns. Those are just
Yeah.
the tips of his other
Good.
legs that are behind him.
Okay. And then we've got an apple and then some spiders
Nice.
and some kind of eel, like a
Yes.
moray or a
That's
conger.
just an eel is fine.
Okay. I was going to go through all the other types of eel then. So thank God you stopped
Yeah, how
me.
many types of eel can one name?
There are 2 types of eel. Conger and
Moray.
moray.
Electric and regular.
Well, you
And
can
smoked and jellied.
You know it's
Classic
not a
eel.
moray eel. You can easily figure that out that it isn't.
Hmm.
Because if it were, then the moon would
Moon would hit your eye.
hit your eye like
a big piece of pie.
Yeah,
Because that's a moray.
because that's a moray. This is
Yeah.
must be something else.
And then we've
The
got some
best kind of
kind of
thing
lizard.
Yeah, what sort of lizard
Iguana.
is that?
Iguana.
That's an
That's-
iguana.
Iguana.
I know that because I literally just watched an episode of The Simpsons with Jub Jub in it. So I was like,
Perfect.
100% that's an iguana.
Yeah.
100p, mate.
Some kind of razor. And then last, I've got no idea what that is.
I think that is a haggis, isn't it?
Yes!
Oh, amazing!
I drew a haggis and someone got it!
Perfect.
Daddy, your drawings are incredible.
Amazing.
This room almost ground to a halt because I realised I was going to have to draw a haggis in it.
I mean, I voluntarily eat haggis, like purchase it and eat it, so I can recognise it. Jonathan, I don't know about you, what your recreational haggis eating's like.
I've done Burns nights before.
I'm so happy. This is all worth it. I'm going to bed.
You nearly captured the intestine-y goodness, I think. Yeah, like it really comes across.
I tried to draw the awful lines on it.
But yes, so we have a long list of these images that flashed up in sequence, each with a colour associated.
And is it going in a cycle? Is it just repeating itself?
No, that's it. As after those images have cycled enough times for you to memorise them, the boat drifts you back towards the entrance. And that's all that you notice about this Sector 1.
All right.
So I feel like there's a puzzle here. Something tells me there's a puzzle. But I don't think we know, what to do with that puzzle yet. I wonder if we should look at some other things.
I'm just going to categorise these items into their colours. But I don't know why it's not spelling anything out. So it was important that we get the right descriptor for these pictures. So I presume it's going to be something to do with the first letter of the word, potentially, because wiggly worm was fine, but moray eel was not. But yeah. We'll hold it.
I guess we're back at the elevator now.
Yeah.
Where would you like to go?
I mean, we've got a choice of 2. Should we go to another floor then? So we've got a choice of 9 and 15. Let's go to floor 9. I think we just press the button now.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. You press the button for floor 9. You go sort of upwards diagonally for that one. You exit the lift there, and you are immediately met with bubbles drifting through the air. This room smells sweet, maybe faintly alcoholic. And you blink as you notice this has very different dimensions to the last room. This floor is circular, and the walls stretch up twice as high as any room you've ever been in. The round ceiling has most of its space taken up by a large rotator fan. And besides the bubbles, the only thing that you see at floor level in here is a single bottle.
Well, now,
do you want to
drink it? Should we do that? I mean, I'm not in control of the mouth. Whoever's doing mouth.
Oh man, got to keep rearranging this brain.
We should definitely investigate it.
Yeah, I mean, we could. Can we do anything with the bubbles while we're here? Just
the bubbles are very uncooperative. You get anywhere near them, and they just start popping.
It seems like our options are drink the bottle or don't drink the bottle.
I mean, do we want to look at the bottle before we drink it?
Oh, yeah, let's look at another option. See, that's why you're here, brain.
On it.
You head over to the bottle, you pick it up. Matthew Martin sells a lot of things. As far as you know, alcohol isn't one of them. You're suspicious that he might not be licensed for this. You pick... it's empty. What kind of a letdown? Whatever. Fine, I guess you have to look at it. You check out the label. At the top, you see some super tiny words that say, you think, Matty Martin's brew will, and then the rest of the label is in slightly more prominent letters, and you get a picture of that one.
Yes, for people at home, you can see the rest of this lovely bottle label, but Tim is going to describe it to you.
This is a blue bottle, and it's got a label on it in light blue, and it's got this little squiggles at the top, which I think are talking about Matt Martin.
Mm.
And below that is the words excite, ampersand, entrabify. Spelled ENTRABBEFY.
Yes, that word we all know.
Oh, yeah. It's a perfectly cromulent word.
You beat me to it. I was just waiting. I was giving you some breathing room so I could re-say it myself.
What could this mean?
There is the word Bart backwards in it. Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Crab, cute.
It's maybe a silly question, but does the label peel off?
Oh, God, it's hard to say no, but let's say if it does, it comes off in perfect condition and reveals nothing.
Okay. In that case, I stick the label back on the bottle just for convenience. Great.
Oh, nice.
And is there anything else that we can do in this little room, do we think? So we had a bottle at the bottom and some bubbles in the air and a fan at the top.
Uncooperative bubbles.
Yeah.
I'm happy to let you, just for the sake of it, you are so sneaky, you get a bubble in your mouth. You manage to get one on your tongue, and you know what? You get a little bit of floating going.
Ooh.
You can go up just a little bit. And you get up closer to that fan. Oh, thank God, the fan's off. So you're at no risk. You can stay floating for as long as the bubble will allow you.
I'm glad we worked that out now, after we've started flying.
You do notice the fan, though, and you see that its blades, while they look very sharp, very scary, they have something written on them. And luckily, since it's off, you can take the time to look at it.
Yes, for people at home, you can see this fan as well. Jonathan, do you want to describe the fan?
Yes, so it looks like there's some numbers at the tips of the 4 blades of this fan. And those numbers are 10, 3, 6, and 9, going clockwise.
We assume if they're upright.
Well, assuming they're all upright. Which, given
the numbers look pretty upright.
Yeah.
Do you know what's weird?
Unless it's an omega.
Is that the 3, 6, and 9, from our point of view, is at those points on a clock.
Yeah.
But the top blade is a 10, and that's not where a 10 goes on a clock.
Yeah, it's not the greatest of clocks.
No.
For decimal time.
But Jonathan, you're right about, point of view, because if that spins, then that bottom one's going to turn into a 9.
Yeah, and the
left
one
one's going to turn into I don't know what.
I don't think the 3 is going to turn into a lowercase omega, so I think we're probably
saying that's a little bit too cryptic.
Yeah, exactly.
That would make it a significantly worse clock.
All right. Is there anything else that we can see up here around the fan?
I don't believe so. So eventually the bubble passes its way through you.
Bloodstains of previous contestants.
The bubble passes its way through you and you sink back to the floor.
I mean, it sounds like we've exhausted most of the stuff we can do in this room. Is it worth going over to room number 15 at this point?
I think so. That's our one floor left.
Let's go.
Back into the elevator. You press floor 15, and what's the direction that this one goes? Inwards. We're in 3D. It just goes in. And so when the elevator stops moving, the door opens, you exit at floor 15. You come immediately face to face with a new door. Has a big label scrawled across it. Color room, it says, but that's C.O.L.O.U.R. room. You try the handle of that door, and that one opens easily. But inside, it is underwhelming. It's not colourful. This is the most misleading name of the century. It is completely blank. It is quite small. It's just a blank box of a room. There is nothing in here.
Oh, no. Now, has the door closed behind us?
Yes, this one automatically swings closed behind you. It is openable back up again. There's nothing weird about that, but it does swing closed behind you.
Can we look on the back of the door?
What's in the back of the door?
It's more white.
Yeah, nothing's a boring door. There's nothing.
Right, so we've got quite a lot of information, but we don't have... I'm not sure how we're going to... I was expecting like a lock or
right
something, but
so we're looking like, what does COLOUR stand for?
I mean, I can come up with all sorts of unhelpful suggestions, but I'm.
I was going to just suggest that if we look at that picture with the colours and the images on, can we find things that begin with, say, COLOUR?
No. There's only one O.
Okay, but we can use that twice.
There's no U's.
Unless the lift is also called an uppy-downy box.
Ah.
Now the lift is called an elevator specifically.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Peering through all the stuff we've got so far, so we've got the list of stuff with the colours. We've got the Excite and Entrabify. We've got
10, 3, 6, 9.
The fans with the numbers on it.
Yeah.
And we've also got a sign that says COLOUR.
So I'm trying to work out where we can actually use any information. And the only thing we've got that's interactive is the elevator with its buttons.
I mean, I'm wondering if the fan numbers can be inputted on the but unfortunately 9 has already been used, so that doesn't seem to make sense.
Well, no, maybe that's okay though.
Yeah, maybe
we
that's
could try
okay.
It. All right. Maybe 3 is the start the 4-digit sequence button.
Or maybe we just press 3 and see what happens.
You press 3, and the little voice comes out of the elevator box, and it says, "Inaccessible from this floor. Sorry."
So we're on 15 now.
So if this is can we go to 9? We know we can go to 9.
You do some experimenting with these, and you go to floor 9 and you press 1, and it says, "Inaccessible from this floor. Sorry." And you try again and again, and it seems like beyond the 3 and the original office thing that you have access to,
oh right, okay.
You are unable to use this. You wonder why it even has all the other buttons in the first place.
I do wonder that.
Right. So even if we go back to the office, we can't get to
no, these
anything
are the
other than 1, 9, and 15. Okay.
The only 4 spaces that you have available to you.
I mean, is it worth going back to the colour room and having a proper deep search of it, just to make sure we haven't missed a tiny trapdoor or a slightly angry weasel in the corner or something?
If there are angry weasels or trapdoors, you can't for the life of you spot them.
Oh, I don't know what to do with out an angry weasel. I'm going to raise something, which is that. Sorry, that was needlessly corporate, but the.
I've just got an action
Entrapify has 10 letters in it, and we have some numbers that go up to 10. And oh no, that's no good though, because it's Tibify if we take letters 3, 6, 9, 10.
Well, I was thinking excite is an anagram indicator for Entrapify. So I was like, look, can we excite the letters of Entrapify?
You're right, though.
So
I know.
Bart and Benify.
The back of the lift opens up. Matthew Martin is sitting there. How did you do it? You uncovered my code. My real name is Bart Benefy.
And the fact that it's an ampersand, not a, I feel like its letters are rather than and, A and D. It makes me think, and also the fact that Entrapify are made up, although all words are made up fundamentally, but maybe these letters are convenient.
I'm sort of with you on that, but my brain does not extend to solving anagrams at the moment.
No.
Excite does have the word exit in it.
Oh, an entry, and then if you've got what we've got left over, CE.
And then
ABBEF. Oh my gosh!
Do you know
Those
what?
Are all musical notes.
On the door, the office door. Remember, it does say "no exit, no entry." So if we take exit, amazing.
CEABBEF. I'm just trying that. Yes.
That feels so useful, but
where are you going to put music codes?
Right. I'm going to guess.
We have perfect pitch.
No, you specifically have imperfect pitch.
You've not seen anything musical yet, though, right?
No, you haven't yet.
No.
Might be a back pocketer.
Okay. So that's for later.
Well, on the plus side, that might have ticked a couple of things off your list as things to be looking at right now.
So numbers, so 10, 3, 6, 9. So I suppose we've got an order of pictures. So it could be hand, dandruff, elevator, and snail. Are those 3, 6, 9, 10?
Okay.
It spells out should.
Okay, but what colours do we get?
Red, blue, red, purple.
Just writing these out, but I'm sort of splitting them into 4 rows based on colour.
Yes, I've done that already.
Oh, you are? I'm too slow.
So CEABBEF, we decided was musical notes, but it might not be.
Sure.
I don't know. It could be coffin, eye, apple, cockroach.
There's no bees, yeah.
No.
Elevator.
Faggis.
Octopus.
No, all right. It's just an idea. I like the idea.
It's good to keep throwing things out there.
Oh, it's pronounced haggis, not baggis. Oh.
I mean, can we use the colour here?
And if we're talking about first letters, so we could start with S H L E, Schle, Les, Shell, Elsh. Is this good audio?
It's good. This is what the show's about.
Yeah, does this qualify as entertainment, or is it
pretty much what doing a crossword with me over Zoom is like as well? Just making noises.
So we've got everything we need. It's simple.
Yeah, just need our brains to work.
I've written out 4 rows: blue, yellow, red, purple, and then I've put each first letter on the correct line. So I'm sort of getting a descending and ascending pattern. Exactly.
Okay. So what have we got? Can you see anything that looks like English?
I can make the word cheese. If you take the coffin hand, I'm not sure that's right.
Do we want to go through together and see if we're all on the same page as to what
goes in
other
what colour?
things and the colours?
Yeah,
because I know Claire, you were saying early on that you were looking at possibly seeing what all the blue ones were, etc., etc.
I've got leech, lice, worm, apple as blue. Cool. As yellow, I've got coffin, eye, octopus, haggis. As red, I've got hand, elevator, dandruff, spider, iguana. And then purple, toes, cockroach, snail, ear, eel, razor.
Perfect.
Okay. Blue could anagram to... Take the first letter of the words under blue could be wall.
Yes.
W-A-L-L.
Hides for red. H-I-D-S-E. H-I-D... I can't spell.
Echo for yellow. Coffin, eye, so...
Well, echo. Hides... Secret.
Secret, okay. Which one?
Echo. So, I mean, maybe it's like if we go to the colour room and just have a really good shout and see what happens in there. Because those blank white walls, I bet they resonate brilliantly. Can we go to floor 15? And
clap as well.
You clap, you shout. I don't know very much about acoustics, Billy. Can you make sure I don't say anything too stupid about how they work?
Sure.
What's going to happen?
Look, I would say you stand in the middle of the room, you shout, you clap, and you get a lot of echo, but you notice as you move around clapping and shouting, the echo is slightly different. There might be something slightly different in the density of the walls themselves somewhere.
Can we identify where that might be?
You give it a good go, and you notice the left wall seems to be a little bit stranger. Something doesn't seem to be quite as sound bouncy in exactly the same way as the others. Oh. And the more you clap next to it, the more obvious it becomes, to the point where, it becomes easier to just actually clap against the wall itself. And when you do that, oh yeah, you feel a big difference. So you clap around, you mess around with it, and hold on. Right here, right down the bottom, just towards the lower right, it sounds completely different. It's not like it's hollow, but there's something going on here. So you tap at it a bit harder, and as you do that, you see the tiniest, faintest little powder loosen from the wall, like there's something being covered up there. So you scrabble your fingers around and you find a line that is just enough for your fingernails to dig into. You get them in that gap, you pull, and like a teeny tiny Murphy bed, a little piano flips out.
Oh! The best kind! A secret piano.
Just a single baby octave.
Oh, okay.
Now, in universe, do we know which notes are which?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
They're labelled.
Right, because we want a tiny piano school.
Right, and importantly, have we got a severed thumb to use to push the keys?
No, you haven't found the severed thumb yet. I don't know how you're going to solve this one.
We can't push it without the severed thumb.
Yeah, we'll never get through. Quick, cut your thumb off.
All right.
Right, shall we whack out this tune?
Let's do it.
There's no rhythm attached. Should we do it kind of jauntily or a bit like a dirge?
I would recommend playing it in a Rachmaninovian fashion.
Oh, easy. Done.
You need big hands for that.
We do that.
All right, what were those notes again that you found on the bottle?
CEABBEF.
Once you play that final F, nothing happens. Nothing at all. Well, isn't this just on brand for this stupid room? Whatever. This is just getting annoying now. You're disappointed, you're mad, your fingers are sweaty from playing piano so hard. You were sure you were doing the right thing. Whatever. I don't know, maybe you should go back to the bubble room and see if there's anything there you missed. You stand up, you head for the door, you open it. Oh. This is not the room that you exited. This is not the elevator.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
You didn't hear or feel a thing, but this door is now taking you somewhere new. No point questioning it. Where are you? Oh. You're inside an office. What? This is the office. You can hear the ticking of a clock on the wall, and in front of you, there's a small work desk in the center of the room. And from a doorway up ahead that looks like it leads into a little side room, you hear some voices. Oh, so where do I sign? I'm in.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that this is when it happens. You didn't do this in the playtest.
Yes, I did.
You didn't do this.
Up. There it is. There it is. Then you hear a laugh. It's Matthew Martin's wizened laugh.
The contract is all ready to go in my desk, but enjoy the rest of your drink first. You've earned it.
Fantastic. They haven't signed anything yet, but it doesn't sound like you have much time left to stop it from going ahead.
Oh no, should we storm in and slap the drink out of his hand in as dramatic a fashion as possible?
You consider that, but they don't have... he said that the contract was in his desk. You never know. If you just go in there and riot up a storm, that might make them angry at you and more likely to sign something.
Okay, so we've got a clock and a desk and a doorway. So we should probably go look at that contract in the desk or search the desk.
Yes.
The desk is, it's weird. The best way you can describe it is half a desk. Literally, it looks like someone took a regular desk, chopped it in half down the middle. It's only got 2 legs, both on the left, yet it's somehow balanced. Weird. And in the movie, that is what the office is like. No explanation given. Things are just in halves.
It's great.
The desktop is bare, but there is a drawer underneath, locked. It's got a numerical keypad that accepts anywhere from 3 to 6 digits. You also spot something on the side of the drawer, a sticker, and you will see that.
Yes, for people at home, you can see this sticker, but Claire is going to describe it to you.
Okay, so we've got 3 clocks, one with it's like a Mickey Mouse kind of... I'm not sure if I can say that, but yeah, a big circle in the middle, a big clock in the middle, and 2 little clocks either side, or one smaller one on the left and slightly larger one on the right, and they all show what appears to be the same time with 3 arrows, 3 hands. So the little hand is pointing at what should be a 1. The medium hand is pointing at what should be a 2. There's no numbers, and the biggest hand is pointing at the 5 equivalent. So okay. I wonder if that means it goes small hand number, big hand number, medium hand number in order.
Really? Why would it not be small, medium, big?
Because it's showing us the clocks in small to medium. So I guess that. My initial guess would be 1, 5, 2 to enter into the keypad.
Unless the big hand is a second or a minute hand, in which case it'd be 25.
I'm wondering if the assumption about this being a normal clock. You said there's a clock in this room, right? Should we just check that this is a normal clock? I'm sure it's going to be a normal clock and there's going to be nothing unusual about it, but let's just check it anyway, shall we?
Yeah, duh. So you follow the ticking noise that you heard, and you are surprised that you even recognize this as a clock, because take a look.
Yes, for people at home, you can see this completely normal clock, and Jonathan will describe it to you.
Yeah, so it's a completely normal clock with the usual features, such as the entire right half is missing. Okay, so in addition to that entire right half missing, we've got what would normally be positions 7 through 11 on a clock have been replaced with the numbers 1, 4, 9, 8, 2. So 9 is in the usual place, but the other numbers are not.
Do you think we need to work out what's on the right-hand side of that clock?
I think we might.
Could do.
So should we look at what the gaps are between these numbers? Just trying to work out some kind of sequence, maybe? 5,
So we've got
minus
3,
1.
5, minus 1,
minus
minus
6.
6.
Oh my god.
So we don't need to know what the top and the bottom numbers are. We just need some of the other bits of the face. I mean, one guess would be that actually the numbers are opposite their usual counterparts.
But 4, no, because...
Can't be.
Oh no, hang on, excuse me.
4 would be opposite 10.
I know, yeah, 4 would be opposite 10.
Was there anything else in this room that we were considering investigating?
No.
Hang on. I seem to remember about 5 hours ago, somebody said, this thing we've just looked at looks a bit like a clock face, except with slightly unusual numbers. So I don't know. Should we have another look at the fan?
Did we?
The fan.
I think
Oh
you
my
said it,
god, yes, I did.
Tim Nostradamus.
How did you remember
think,
that? I'd forgotten that existed. So, it looks like, so let's say that 9 is in the right place.
Yeah, so
Maybe.
we could put 3 opposite it.
We could maybe put 3 opposite.
Because that's how it was on the fan.
Yes, exactly. So on the fan, you've got going clockwise from the top in like 90 degrees. You've got 10, 3, 6, 9. So on the left-hand side, it's 9. And on this funny half clock on the left-hand side, it's 9.
Yeah.
So at the bottom, we can put 6. Yeah?
Yeah.
And at the top, we can put 10.
So we're still looking for... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Sorry, 5, 7, 11, 12.
So the numbers that are not present on your clock are 5, 7, 11, and 12. And what are the spaces on the clock that you haven't filled?
1, 2, 4, and 5.
Wonderful. It was meant less of a hint for you and more of clarity of what we're all...
I see.
We're just saying a lot
I
of
was
numbers.
going down
It's nice to
a real
jump in.
rabbit hole there.
So what were the positions that we needed based on the chalk drawing?
Yes, the desk was pointed to 1, 2, and 5 as positions on a normal clock.
And upsettingly, we don't have any of those yet.
Correct.
So what's the pattern on this clock? How has it been shifted, do we think?
So, like, 10 has moved 2 spaces. 1 has moved 6.
Oh, is it pairs of... No, it's not pairs of... Because, I mean, maybe it's just coincidence that 1, 2, and 3 happen to be going 4 spaces round each time.
Oh,
But then
no.
8, that doesn't fit. That doesn't fit 8 and 9 and wherever 7 is.
So we've gone 4, and then we've gone 4, but another 4 gets us to...
Yes. So you jump over the 1 because you've already got 1.
Yeah, so are they all in like offsets of 4, do we think?
I mean, I'm just going to try that and see where it ends us up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it might be that generates what we happen to have.
Yeah.
Because we've got 1 at
maybe.
the bottom of that dish.
Are you drawing your own clock?
So I am drawing out my own clock now, and I'm putting
1
1
down
in
there.
the 7 o'clock position, which we know, along with...
I have to show Billy how many clocks I drew because I kept forgetting
There are
where
like
numbers
12
went.
clocks on that page.
Yeah. So one is at 7 o'clock, 2 is at 11 o'clock, 3 is at actually 3 o'clock. And then we go round, we skip over the 1, we go round 4, but we skip over the 1 at 7 o'clock and put the 4 in 8 o'clock position. So then we keep going
Yes,
around, we
we
jump over the
do.
2, and then
Okay.
the 5 ends up in 1 o'clock position.
Yep.
Yeah.
And 5 we're missing.
Yeah,
then-
and then...
6 ends up in 6 o'clock.
Yeah, because we've skipped.
Yeah, that's right. 7 would go at the 2 o'clock position.
Then we go 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock is where the 8 goes, which
8
is
would
right.
go.
So the 9 goes at 9
1,
o'clock.
2, 3, 4. Yeah.
The 10 indeed goes at 12 o'clock. And then 1, 2, 3, 4.
So 12 must be at 4 o'clock.
At 4 o'clock.
That's a fully completed clock.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we look at the sticker on the side of the desk.
Yeah. And taking Claire's point about the size of them.
The size, yeah. So small hand points to what is now 5.
Yep.
Do you agree?
I do.
And then the biggest
big
hand
one.
points to what is now 11.
Yep.
And that comes in between. And then the medium hand points to what is now 7.
Yeah, so we've got 5, 1, 1, 7. Let's whap that into the keypad.
Whap.
It in.
Let's whap.
Whap that
I'm running
in.
out of verbs.
5117 goes into the keypad, and that code works.
Yay!
Nice.
My
Snip
God,
will
you're a
open.
genius, the other 2/3 of my brain.
There it is, inside the drawer, a contract. Transferal of ownership, it says at the top, and the bottom are spaces for 2 signatures. The outgoing owner, which has already been signed by Matthew Martin in advance, and the recipient, which is currently blank. And just as you're taking it out of the drawer, Matthew Martin and Chan walk in from the side room.
You!
Oh no!
How did you get away from that?
Yeah, this place is going to be mine, says Chan. Don't you dare sign that with your own name. You shake your head and tell them that you would not touch ownership of this death trap. And you say, trust me, Chan, neither should you. And you rip that contract right in half.
Oh, please. Original copies of governmental documents are allowed to be taped back together. We can still sign that.
He's right. It's a weird law, but it's true. Even if you rip this thing into 1,000 pieces, if Chan's signature gets onto one of them, it counts. You've only got one idea left. Everything's edible in this factory, right?
I was going straight there. The contract.
You stick the paper in your mouth, and you start chewing.
Oh no!
The two of them give cries of horror. Matthew Martin, you say, between large chews, you are being charged by Ken Arthur and the Department of Food, Health and Safety Regulation with several counts of negligence and reckless endangerment. You can expect legal summons. Oh God. And in the meantime, I'm ordering you to shut down and evacuate these premises. Oh. You've swallowed it. It'll take weeks for the government to get around to sending out a new ownership form, and you don't see this old form getting signed anytime soon. By then, Matthew Martin will be so buried in your lawsuits that Chan won't go anywhere near him. Time skip.
Da-da-da.
Some time has passed since your department took action against Matthew Martin. The judge was horrified by what he saw and eviscerated him. The company known as Matty Martin's Chocolates and Treats has to be shut down and sold off piece by piece. Not everyone in the world was too happy about losing their favorite chocolate, but come on, it was being made in terrible, dangerous conditions, and you suspect there may have been some slave labor involved, though that's a totally separate investigation from your department. Surely anyone would happily give up something as trivial as one brand of chocolate, knowing all of the terrible ethics behind it, right? True to your word, the teenagers from the factory tour all recovered nicely from their injuries and other such maladies. Except Mike. Turns out he really enjoyed being tiny and has become like a mega celebrity for it. His life has turned out exactly the way he wanted. And you know what? If you can help just one kid achieve his life goal, you have done your food safety job. And that is the end of the episode and the season.
Oh.
Well done, everyone. That was absolutely great.